Hello everyone, thanks for coming back for another video on the channel. Now today we're going to be talking about gypsum. Now historically gypsum has been used in gardening. A lot of people have added it on their gardens over the years, and for as long as I can remember in this area, people have been touting the use of gypsum in their gardens. More recently, in the last 10-20 years, I've seen a lot of people starting to talk about the benefits that using gypsum on their lawns could have. In addition to improving overall soil structure, they tout that it can improve your turf quality from better soil. Now in this video, I'm going to discuss what gypsum is and how it can be used on your lawn to possibly reap the benefits that they tout for gypsum. So stay tuned. Now, if you've ever done research on gypsum and its use on lawns, there are definitely mixed messages on whether or not it's beneficial for your soil. All you have to do is a quick Google search and type in, "Is gypsum good for my lawn?" And you're going to get several varying messages, from people swearing that it works great to people saying it does nothing for your soil. So before we start getting into the possible benefits or no benefits that gypsum has, let's first talk about what gypsum is. Now, the overall general makeup of gypsum is calcium sulfate. This is a natural occurring mineral that is mined from the earth. Now, in short, without getting too scientific, this is calcium and sulfur. Now, this has historically been widely used as a soil amendment, as I talked about earlier. Now, in this video, I'll warn you, I'm not going to get scientific, A, because I'm not a scientist, and B, I don't want to confuse everybody in this video talking in scientific terms that you nor I understand. So I'm going to be discussing my overall experience with gypsum in my lawn, and then you can make a determination whether or not you think it would be beneficial for you. So now that we've talked about what gypsum is, let's talk a little bit about what gypsum does. Now, gypsum for the use of lawns, which we're talking about in this video, is intended to be used on lawns that have soil that's heavy, clay-like, or high in sodium, which you'd figure that out by doing a soil test or a soil composition test. Now, the experts claim that gypsum has several beneficial effects on soil structure and soil chemistry. And they also state that gypsum is a valuable source of plant-available calcium. Now, gypsum has been touted to reduce soil compaction, increase air movement, and improve water penetration in the soil, especially in soils that are predominantly clay soil, which we have a lot of here in Northeast Indiana and the Midwest in general. Now let's talk a little bit about what gypsum does not do. Now, if you do research like I did, you'll see a lot of myth out there on the internet stating that gypsum can have an impact on your soil pH. Now, when you research through credible sources like turf programs at universities, and where I did my research through the Purdue Extension Office at Purdue University, you'll realize that gypsum does not impact soil pH at all. And there's a reason for that. Now, the reason for that is that the sulfur in gypsum is in a soluble sulfate form, meaning that it's readily available to plants and soil microbes and breaks down quickly and easily. Whereas elemental sulfur, which is commonly known or used to decrease soil pH in alkaline soils, is not in a soluble form and breaks down longer over time, causing it to impact the soil pH. So taking all that into consideration, all I would tell you is don't be concerned about impacting anything in the pH of your soil by using gypsum. Now that we got a brief background of gypsum and its use in the lawn, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my personal experience. Now, last year I used a fast-acting gypsum from Earth Science, the company you've probably seen online if you've been around lawn care long enough. Now, I applied one 25-pound bag of this product to my 7,500 square foot lawn in early spring of 2022. This equated to about 3 pounds per 1,000 square feet. I went very light with this to see how it would impact my lawn. As a general rule, I would always recommend going light with new products on your lawn until you can see how your lawn reacts, because you can always put more on your lawn, but you can never take it off. Now, upon doing the soil test that I've featured on this channel a while ago, which you can check that out. I'll link it above if you want to see the short I did on that. I noticed that the probe went in much easier and much further than I'd ever did before. I noticed that walking on the soil, even throughout the end of last season and into the spring, the soil's been softer than it has in recent years. And I've also noticed that, like I said, when I did that soil test, pulling the probes out, that the soil seemed more airy and lighter. Now, can I say that that's 100% caused by gypsum? No, but I think that gypsum possibly helped based on what the research suggests. So given the results I saw in my soil over the last year, I decided I'm going to put gypsum down again this year. But this year I decided to go to the local farm supply store, Rural King, and pick up a few 40-pound bags of gypsum for my lawn. Now these bags, mainly I bought this due to cost reasons. These bags are $8.99 compared to the Earth Science brand I was buying that was $37 last year for 25 pounds. So for less than 50 bucks, I got 5 bags of pelletized gypsum that I'm going to put down on my lawn. Now I would say when it comes to cost, you could argue, does it work, does it not? Is gypsum beneficial, is it not? I say for less than 50 bucks, if you think that it's going to benefit your lawn, go for it. I mean, am I going to be out much if it's less than 50 bucks if it doesn't do anything? No, it's less than 50 bucks. But if it does have some benefit for less than 50 bucks, I would love to continue to help my soil be more airy and just help with the overall health of the lawn. Now, if you research online, you will find varied advice with what to apply and how much to apply all over the place. You're going to find a massive range. I always recommend go to the bag label on the product that you purchase. Now, when I go to the bag label on this product, it told me that I need to apply 50 pounds per 1,000 square feet in the spring and 50 pounds per 1,000 square feet in the fall, totaling 100 pounds of gypsum per 1,000 square feet a year, which I think is crazy high. So like I said earlier, I tend to go lighter on application rates and work over time, sort of like spoon feeding with fertilizer. So I purchased 5 40-pound bags of gypsum this year from Rural King, equating to about 200 pounds of pelletized gypsum. Now I'm going to spread this over my 7,500 square foot lawn. So when you divide that 200 pounds divided by your 7,500 square foot lawn, it comes out to about 26 pounds per 1,000 square foot this spring, which is about a quarter of what's noted or recommended on the bag. Now, like I said, I'm going light, and we're going to see how this reacts over the season, and I'll do some update videos later in the fall or possibly next spring on if we see any improvement in the soil. Now, also a little disclaimer here for those new to lawn care. I want to warn you again, I always say lawn care is a marathon, not a sprint. You're not going to go out and put down even the bag rate of gypsum in one application in the spring and then come back 2 months later and your soil is going to be perfect. It doesn't work that way. A lot of times it's going to take you several years. I will say in this lawn, it's taken me several years to get to the point where I am now. So don't believe that there's an easy cure, one thing cures all, easy, quick fix to improve your lawn. It's going to take time and it's going to take work. But you can get there and you can achieve it if you just realize that and try to be realistic that there's no overnight fix. Now, if you have questions on using a broadcast spreader or trying to measure out product and applying it correctly at the rates that is suggested, check out the video in the upper corner here that I have linked that I recently did on how to properly use a broadcast spreader. And that will give you basically an overall high-level crash course on how to measure product and how to put it down per 1,000 square feet so you're following recommended bag rates on your products. Now that said, I got the gypsum down. Everything is down. We're ready. There's rain coming in the next few days. So this is a product that suggests on the bag to water it in. So it will get watered in when it rains, and we'll see what happens over the course of this season. That said, I appreciate you coming in here watching this video. I hope that you give me a thumbs up on the video, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future videos and content that's coming up on this channel. And I look forward to another great lawn season with you this year. I'll see you next time out in the lawn.